up, you guys? John's Moto Garage. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, the garage is kind of like all over the place right now. I'm trying to set up a studio more or less so I can do my video to reveal my earnings for my first month on YouTube as a monetized channel. So I figured while I'm at it, people have been asking for a garage tour. I've got some of the bikes out here. So let me give you just a quick tour. These are some of the bikes I have, part personal collection. Some of them I'll be selling at some point, and I'll just give you the quick rundown. We'll start here with the first one.
I've had a lot of people hit me up saying I need to do a garage tour, just to show you guys some of the different bikes I have. So I actually filmed this a couple weeks back, and my garage lineup has already changed somewhat, but I'm going to show you some of the different bikes I had at the time, a few clips of some of those different motorcycles as well. Because I'm always going through different bikes every 6 to 7 months, there are some that'll stick around and others that you'll see come and go. So it's just hit or miss. But the one bike that I didn't have when I initially filmed this is this guy here. So we'll start it off with the Dyna Lowrider FXDLS. This is a 2017 beautiful bike. I'll do a proper walk around with the DLSR camera at some point, as well as go into all the different aftermarket components that you have on this. But for starters, you've got the Bassani 2-in-1 exhaust. This is a 110 cubic inch. They only made this in 2016, 2017. This is the one I flew out to Austin to pick up. Super stoked on it. They don't, it's hard to come by these, let alone one that has all these aftermarket goodies, which just happened to be in line with what I was looking at. You got the saddleman seat, you got the full rear fender, you've got the wheels already powder coated black. This one has a rear swing arm, Bassani exhaust, Öhlins suspension, lots and lots of extras on this one. Hardcase performance risers with the motocross style bars. Eventually I'd like to do a gauge relocation, throw this up here and clean up the tank a little bit. I've got tons of videos on this and a lot more videos to come specifically for this bike, but here's the clip. I'll show you all the different bikes, a few clips of me riding some of the different bikes, and this is just a quick garage tour. Enjoy. If you dig the content, like and subscribe.
So this is a 2015 Yamaha Bolt C-Spec 950cc. I apologize for the wind. And this one's got like 12,000 miles on it. And I've had this one for 7-8 months now, or thereabouts. And I'll be getting rid of it at some point. I just don't ride it a whole lot, and it's not really up my alley as far as what I enjoy doing at this current juncture in life. Here's a DRZ, the first DRZ I ever bought. Yeah, first DRZ I ever had, Supermoto, but it's got the knobby tires, so the closest I've ever had to a dirt bike. And this is a complete blast, but I'll probably be selling this soon as well because I don't use it a whole lot now. And eventually I'd like to get a real dirt bike. I've got my other DRZ you'll see here shortly. Oh, that's a 2013 DRZ. This is a 2007 Suzuki Boulevard M109R, one of the gnarliest muscle bikes, 1800cc, 109 cubic inch. What's up, dude? And this one also I bought so we can do some good videos on it on the channel. Try to stack it up against the Raider and some other bikes because a lot of people ask about this one. So I'll mob it around for a little bit and then end up getting rid of it. Moving right along, This is the second Honda Goldwing I've had on the channel. This is a 2013 Goldwing F6B. This is your base, it's not deluxe. Doesn't have cruise control, electric heated grips or any of that stuff, but beautiful bike. I'm a huge fan of these. Check out the video where I do my ride review and impressions on these bikes. They're just such fun, smooth, comfortable, big bikes. At some point in my life when I'm more into like touring and that kind of thing, once the kids have moved out of the nest, for sure I'll have one of these to just cruise around the country, because perfect bike for it.
Look, it's what Ollie was just doing.
All right, moving right along, stepping into the garage. We got a Yamaha Stryker, kind of your chopper style, 1300cc. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one. It's a fun bike, but again, sorry, we're having some family drama inside. All the kids want to ride the same bicycle. All right, so Yamaha Stryker, kind of your chopper style bike. Again, I don't know what I'll do for this. I got it for the channel just to do some cool videos, so we'll see. Right over here, HarleyDavidson Iron883. This one I basically just picked up, and I'm actually just gonna have my friend buy it. Just happened that right after I got it, he was in the market, and so I'm gonna give it to him basically for what I paid. Super fun bikes. Not to fear, we'll get some good videos with that before I get rid of it. All right, to my two pride and joys, of course, you got the Harley-Davidson Dinah Street Bob. This is a 2013 Dinah Street Bob Custom, and in 2013 they did offer the Custom. It was basically an upgraded 103 cubic inch over a 96 cubic inch that the other ones had. As you can see, this one is more or less kind of that club style setup. You've got the Saddleman seat, it's got a chain conversion on it, Fox shocks, Royalty Racing, San Diego Customs floorboards. You got some FXR Divisions crash bars. You got the skid plate under here, the mag wheels off of a lowrider. You got the Daymaker headlight, FXR Divisions T-bars, 12-inch. I got the Elite Mototech brake and clutch levers on here. This is the bike I bought to try to learn wheelies on the Harley, to jump into the Harley wheelie game, and it has been a challenge for sure. You can check out those videos, but a fun bike and a fun challenge. I've got a quarter fairing for it over there somewhere. I know feelings are mixed, but definitely one that'll be sticking around for quite some time. The only reason I would get rid of this is if I happen to find a Dyna Lowrider S or a Dyna Lowrider that fits my needs as far as what I'm looking for. The Lowrider is going to have a fuller rear fender. The rear fender comes down more, and then also you're going to have your dual disc brakes in the front, and depending on the year, I think it's a little bit of an upgraded engine as well. Not 100% on that. You guys, this is it. But yeah, one of my favorite bikes for sure. And then up here, of course, we got the DRZ, another Supermoto. This one I got, it was a little bit newer, lower mileage, street tires, and just a little bit more in line with what I wanted to do with the Supermoto. Some people asked about the goofy gas tank. It's just an oversized, larger gas tank. The previous owner put it on there so you have a better range when you're out zipping around. And how could we forget the Honda Grom 125? this is what allowed it to all happen as far as the wheelies and stupid stuff like that. I highly recommend as a beginner bike and or to do wheelies, this is the way to do it. Ride safe, you're not going to kill yourself, you're not going to be going as fast. That's a 2017 Grom 125 cc. You got some aftermarket exhaust, all that good stuff. Anybody who's been watching the channel for a while knows I'm a cheapskate. I don't buy bikes and do the builds on them because I just can't bear to dump all that kind of cash into them. I like to find bikes that have already been built up, and that way I'm kind of saving. That way I'm saving a little bit on them. So that's just how I am. Eventually, I do want to build my own Dyna, but I want to really make sure I know exactly what I'm looking for before I fork out the dinero on that. Over to the junk over here, a road bike I bought off a buddy of mine, and I rode it a good handful of times, and I've just been so busy. I would love to get back out on the road bike though. And then over here tucked away, I've got my entry-level mountain bike. I had such a blast. I beat the crap out of that thing, but super fun. I got my BMX bike over there upside down, and my wife's beach cruiser. I love anything with two wheels, as you can see, whether that be motorcycle, bicycle, add up, four wheels for a skateboard, but definitely not a cager, bro. I will not do the car thing. No way, Jose. Hey, just between you and me, I actually don't mind driving cars as well. And a few more things. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, for one, why the heck do you have so many motorcycles? For two, how can you afford that many motorcycles? And for three, like, what's the purpose? Like, again, why do you have so many bikes? So again, the reason I have a lot of bikes is I can't help when I find a good deal, I go out and get it. I love trying out new bikes. I love kind of seeing, you know, the ins and outs of the different motorcycles. And a side hobby, you know, I end up selling some of the bikes as well. So that's something I like to do on the side if I can. As far as how I can afford all the motorcycles, you know, definitely as a newlywed, when I first got married and had my kids, I couldn't afford this many motorcycles. But something to think about is, if you add up how much I have into all these motorcycles, it's still less than if I were to go out and buy, say, a new Ford F-150, for example, which you see dozens driving along the roads all the time. The point I'm making is, this is just the way I choose to kind of play with my money, if you will. And all in, like I said, this is less than if I just had one brand new truck sitting in my driveway that I use to get from point A to point B. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just to kind of give you an idea. I also look at this at any time, if I need to, I can sell my motorcycle and recoup most of, if not all, if not make money, that the money that I had tied up into it. So again, it's just something that I enjoy doing. I wouldn't recommend go out and just buy 8 bikes at random. Obviously, do your homework, do your due diligence, know what you're doing and what you're getting yourself into. I've been doing this as a hobby for quite some time, so I have a pretty good idea on the market, and I'm also okay if I lose a little bit of money. You know, if I have a bike and use it for a year and end up taking a small loss, in my eyes, I'm still a net win because I had fun on the motorcycle. Take this guy, for example. Inevitably, when I sell this, if/when I sell it, I'm not going to get what I have into it, but the joy and the experience and all that made it worth it. Maybe, we'll see. All right, again, John's Moto Garage. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you dig the content, like, subscribe, and we'll hit you guys up on the next one. Nos vemos. Hasta luego.